The stadium was quiet for a heartbeat. The kind of silence that lives right before history changes. Under the fading autumn sky, floodlights burned through the mist like the eyes of fate itself. It was the Japanese championship, the stage where dreams either rise to the heavens or shatter into dust. And standing in that batter's box, was a man who had carried more than just a bat, he carried the weight of a team, a city, and a dream. His name, a name whispered by teammates with awe and opponents with respect, the cleanup hitter of Toho Gas. The man with the calmest eyes and the loudest swing. The score was tied. No runs, no relief. The pitcher on the mound had been untouchable all season. 95 miles per hour of pure precision, slicing the air like a knife. The Toho dugout was tense, eyes fixed on their number 4. He adjusted his gloves once. Twice. A slow exhale. Then, silence. The first pitch came, a strike. Fast. Clean. Too fast to touch. The second, fouled off. He didn't flinch. Didn't blink. Just stared back, as if daring fate to try again. And then, on the third pitch, something shifted. It was a slider. Low. Breaking late. And with one effortless motion, a motion so fluid it looked rehearsed by destiny itself, he unleashed everything inside him. The crack echoed like thunder. The ball rocketed into the night sky, cutting through the light, soaring higher, and higher, until it disappeared into the stands. A 3-run home run. The kind of hit that doesn't just score, it redefines a game. The crowd exploded. Blue banners waved like waves in a storm. The Toho bench emptied, players screaming, jumping, colliding in joy. It wasn't just a home run. It was a statement. The man who hit it didn't even look at the ball. He just watched the pitcher, eyes calm, almost sorrowful, as if he'd seen this moment long before it happened. As he rounded first base, the cameras caught a small smile. The kind of smile that hides pain. The kind that only comes from someone who's fought battles the world never saw. Because for him, this wasn't just about baseball. It was about proving something to himself. A year ago, he'd almost quit. Injury after injury, doubt after doubt. Every swing felt heavier, every practice lonelier. He'd sat on the bench once, staring at his gloves, wondering if the game had already forgotten him. But tonight, under these lights, he wasn't forgotten. He was unforgettable. Reporters later asked him what was going through his mind as he connected with that pitch. He paused, smiled faintly, and said only 6 words. I just wanted to see above. Those words stunned everyone. I wanted to see above. What did he mean? Later, it became clear. He wasn't talking about the scoreboard. He was talking about perspective. About breaking past the limits that had boxed him in. The upper stands, the above, were where he used to sit as a kid, dreaming of this exact moment. He'd watched heroes bat from that same spot, promising himself that one day, he'd be down there, making others dream too. And now, he was the one others were watching. The dreamer had become the dream. The rest of the game unfolded like a storm. Toho Gas rode that momentum like a tidal wave. Every out felt lighter, every play crisper, every voice in the crowd louder. Their pitcher, inspired by the blast, threw his hardest pitches of the year. The defense dove, sprinted, and stretched like their lives depended on it. By the 9th inning, they had done it. They'd won. The scoreboard glowed, Toho Gas 4, opponent 1. But for their cleanup hitter, numbers didn't matter anymore. He stood at the edge of the dugout, helmet under his arm, staring into the sky. The same sky he'd looked at countless times while questioning his purpose. Now it looked different. Now it looked reachable. His teammates lifted him onto their shoulders, chanting his name, tears streaming down faces that had once known only exhaustion. Cameras flashed. Commentators screamed. The crowd roared. But through it all, his gaze stayed upward, humble, quiet, thankful. He later said, when you hit a ball like that, it doesn't just travel through air, it travels through time. It reminds you who you were, and who you've become. And in that one swing, he connected not just with the ball, but with every version of himself who had ever dreamed. That's what sports are, aren't they? A mirror reflecting our battles, our fears, our hopes. The Toho Gas cleanup hitter's story isn't just about baseball. It's about not giving up when the world stops believing. It's about fighting until the silence before history breaks for you. The next morning, newspapers across Japan called it the home run of light. Fans called it destiny. He called it peace. As he walked away from the stadium, still clutching his bat, he glanced once more at the empty stands, the above he'd finally seen. And with that same small, quiet smile, he whispered to himself, now, I can finally look higher. Because sometimes, one swing can change everything. Not just a game, but a life. Not just a player, but the meaning of chasing something greater than yourself. And that night, under a silver sky, the man who wanted to see above didn't just rise. He soared. Crescent Moon Baseball.